Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to this edition of the Vision Root video blog from Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. I'm your host, Richard Urban. Well, today I'd like to talk about the topic, Why Are Murders Increasing in the District of Columbia, Part 2, looking more at the spiritual reason. First, I'd like to start with the reading from the writings of Reverend Sun Myung Moon. What do you think the color of love would be? Do you think it would be black at night, white during the daytime, and yellow in the evening? In the central color of love, there's a strength that can bring peace and unity and create the concept of the equality of humanity. Isn't the unificationist concept of love beautiful? The color of love in today's American society is, in short, a disgusting color of death. Instead of realizing the world of the eternal ideal of creation through conjugal love, they are sinking into the pit of death. Those who thoughtlessly enter the most holy place of love will suffer the fire of judgment. Until they receive the blessing, men and women must keep their most holy place of love undefiled. And once they have made love, they must continue to keep it undefiled. However, Americans generally are wicked men and women who violate love's sanctuary. Americans who do not accept marriage through the blessing are nothing but patients who cannot see ahead because they are blinded by fallen love. If American society continues to behave like this, it will have no hope for the future, but instead will be filled only with despair. It is crystal clear that will eventually be destroyed, not by God's judgment, but rather by people who have lost their humanity. That's from the Chun Seung Young, pages 531 to 532. And one more quote. I leave you with a choice. There can be no perfection in ignorance. The message from heaven that I convey to you today is both a blessing and a warning to this generation. I will take the lead in establishing true families, true societies, true nations, and the true kingdom of the peaceful ideal world. Will you join with me as I rise and gain strength in accordance with heavenly fortune, or will you remain captive behind the same old walls, all of them Satan's handiwork, the wall of your religion, the wall of your culture, the wall of your nationality, and the wall of your race, and spend the remainder of your time on earth in agony and regret? Heaven is summoning you to be the wise leaders who will set aright this world of evil and establish a new heaven and a new earth, a new culture and an ideal kingdom. Please inscribe this warning from heaven deep in your hearts. Remember that the only way to inherit heaven's lineage and establish a realm of liberation and complete release is through the holy marriage blessing instituted by the true parents. Furthermore, the holy marriage blessing provides the means to establish God's ideal family and the kingdom of the peaceful ideal world. That is from God's ideal family and the kingdom of the peaceful ideal world 1, which is peace message number 1. Well, as I said last time, basically, when you set up a culture where you don't emphasize the marriage of a man and a woman to make a family, then chaos results in society. So we talked about fragile families, which are unmarried families, and how that is detrimental for youth. So often that means that the father isn't around, sometimes the mother, but often the father, and then the children suffer with things like higher rate of dropping out, more likely to have a harsh parenting style, and more likely to live in poverty, and many other negative factors. So how do we get in this mess anyway? Well, I'd like to look more at the local District of Columbia situation. What is the track record of the District of Columbia in helping to strengthen families? Because after all, since everyone knows or should know, or there's clear scientific data that it is healthiest and best to have a mother and father at home, of course the district is promoting that, right? Well, no, wrong. They're not, as we said last time. And furthermore, what about the opportunities to even promote this in a bigger way, even on the spiritual level? So back in 1997, the Reverend Sun Myung Moon, the founder of the Unification Movement, he held a large marriage blessing ceremony at Robert F. Kennedy Stadium right here in our neighborhood. And John Robbins was instrumental in that. He's a unificationist brother, and he invited the mayor to, or asked him to invite the Blessing 97, encouraged him, and then he did. And he was supposed to present that invitation, Mayor Barry at that time, to Reverend Moon, but he wasn't there. So I myself asked Harry Thomas Sr. to do that, and he did. So Reverend Moon came to our Robert F. Kennedy Stadium November 29th, 1997 for Blessing 97. And there was a large ceremony there with some, I think, about 20,000 plus couples, married and newly married couples. However, Mayor Barry dropped the ball. He didn't really promote that, to encourage the culture of marriage in the city. So he really missed a huge opportunity. So after that, in the preceding, or almost, 18 years now, how did the district proceed? Well, it went the opposite direction. Instead of inviting programs like that and encouraging them that strengthen marriage, the district was the fifth jurisdiction to, legalize same-sex marriage. Furthermore, the efforts like the Reverend Moon made at that time, he made great effort in the city. And in fact, he donated $75,000 to Eastern High School and to help their marching band. And he very much appreciated the band played at that Blessing 97 and at a festival for the CARP, which is Cleat Association Research of Principles. So there was this great movement to encourage marriage and families. But instead, the district went in the opposite way. And as I said, when you break down the basic structure of society that God set up, i.e. a man and a woman in marriage, and you say you can do anything in spite of God and you despise God, then you're going to seek the consequences. So is it any surprise that in communities where there are very few fathers and very few married couples, there's chaos? No, there's no surprise. So we're basically reaping what we've sowed. So we should really move in the opposite direction. We need to encourage marriage, encourage families, encourage fathers to step up to their role. And we're going to be looking at a lot of these issues. Why is there a 50% abortion rate in DC? Well, that's going to be a topic in itself. Definitely the womb is the most dangerous place for a black baby to be. And where are these abortion clinics located? Well, they just happen to be in areas like Anacostia, where there are more minorities, where more black people live. It doesn't seem like a very good situation for helping to strengthen families, and it's not. So we need to always move in a direction that is in accord with natural law. God sets natural law, not the mayor saying, okay, well, now we are going to celebrate that we have same-sex couples. Well, that doesn't fit natural law. That doesn't help anything. And then you wonder why council members who support that, which is everyone, there's not even one council member, if I'm wrong, please write me and tell me who it is, or the mayor who supports marriage between a man and a woman. And then everybody's kind of wondering, well, why is there so much chaos in the city? Why are murders increasing? Well, that's exactly why. So then what should be done? Well, first of all, we should strengthen and promote marriage. Everyone should strive to abstain from sex before marriage. That is the healthiest thing. That greatly increases their success rate. That greatly decreases the rate of poverty. Some 87% of youth, if they wait till they're married to have a child, graduate from high school, and also don't marry when they're very young, then there's a very small chance they'll live in poverty, 8%. If they don't follow any of those rules, there's about an 89% chance, more than 10 times chance that they will live in poverty. So shouldn't we be teaching that to our young people? Of course. So be aware of what your child is being taught in school. Programs like Urban Life Training that teach about marriage should be available in every school. You can enroll your child in programs like the Star Interfaith Leadership Training that we're having right now, which teaches basic principles of family, marriage, and godly principles. So we should insist that laws and regulations promote marriage, not out of wedlock childbearing, not penalizing families if they're married and saying, oh no, you can't get any help because the father's there, kick him out. That's totally backwards and wrong. Public policy should promote the welfare of children, not the sexual preferences of adults. Promoting homosexual relationships about the sexual preference of adults. It has nothing to do with the benefit of children. It's detrimental to children. Insist on freedom of religious expression. People have mistaken that you're not supposed to talk about God or religion in school. Nothing could be further from the truth. The first schools only taught the Bible. Hello, all the great schools were founded by churches, pretty much all of them, that want to educate ministers, such as Harvard, Yale. How have they become, secular bastions of ungodliness? That's another interesting topic. Of course, you can talk about God in schools. What the First Amendment says is establish no law, Congress shall establish no law regarding the establishment of religion, nor prohibiting the free exercise thereof. We shouldn't establish a religion. We should know that we're spiritual beings, that God created us. This is lunacy. It's totally been twisted around what was meant and is meant in the Constitution. So vote for leaders that support marriage. Don't vote for people like our current mayor, Muriel Bowles, or for that matter, Mayor Gray, or those others who are tripping over themselves to say how wonderful it is to have two daddies and two mommies. Well, what about promoting marriage to stabilize our communities? That's what we need to do. So, wow. So, please pay attention to these things and let's speak out for common sense and for God-centered values. Well, I've been happy to talk to you about why murders are increasing in District of Columbia Part 2. I hope you found it helpful. This is Richard Urban from Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. Until next time, be blessed and speak out and make a difference. And also remember, it's freedom of religion, not freedom from religion. In any place, whether it be a government or a school or a private place. Speak your mind. Okay, be blessed. Have a good afternoon.